Hi friends, I have been talking this week about offering dessert with dinner or offering dessert with meals and the benefits of that. That was in my earlier video this week. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that, go back and give it a watch and let me know what you think. And today I'm addressing this question of what do you do if you offer dessert or sweets with your child's meal and your child eats all of it and asks for more? This can be a really hard question, and I wanted to make sure to give you some tips to approach this in a way that really empowers your child, but also just creates a lot of support within your own home around sweets, because I know this can be sometimes a really chaotic topic to approach. So what should you do? So let's say that you offer your child a portion of dessert alongside their meal and your child eats all of the dessert and asks for more. So first off, I'm going to give you 4 tips, I think. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, I think I have 4 for you. Okay, so first tip is you want to remember your role in this feeding relationship that you have with your child. And essentially it boils down to this: parents provide, child decides. So you have done your job in terms of providing a meal to your child, and you've included a dessert for them. And once we offer a meal to our kids, the ball is now in their court, where we want to be able to trust them to decide, number 1, whether or not they even want to eat at that given meal or snack, and number 2, how much and what they want to eat from the foods that we've provided. Now, this can be challenging for a lot of parents because sometimes the way our kids eat or what they choose to eat from the foods that we've provided is a lot different from what we expect them to eat or what we want them to eat. So this is where it's really crucial and important to just be aware of your own expectations, the things that you're bringing into this eating experience, or if you even have what I call a hidden agenda. Sometimes as parents, we really want our kids to eat their veggies, or we really would feel more comfortable if they ate a certain portion of their plate. But we have to step back and look at the big picture and remember, in order to support our children in building a healthy and positive relationship with food, we really can't or want to try to avoid micromanaging them at mealtime. Okay, so this aspect of providing and letting our child decide is so crucial and important. So that's kind of my first tip here, is just to remember this big feeding picture that we're looking at. We're in it for the long term, not the short term. So we don't want to try to micromanage them at meal times, even if it makes us feel a little uncomfortable that they ate all the dessert and didn't touch anything else on their plate. Okay. So the second thing here is to lead with a yes. And I've talked about this before, and I think it's really important to keep this tip in mind when it comes to sweets in particular, because we don't want to create any feelings of deprivation or restriction around sweets, because that only makes them more desirable to our children. So if they're asking for more of something like dessert at mealtime, I like to acknowledge it and validate their request. It doesn't mean we're giving in to them in that particular moment, but we're acknowledging it, we're validating it, and we are giving them reassurance that more will be coming in the future. So something I like to say is, yeah, those cookies were really yummy. That's all we have for this meal, but we're going to put it on the menu again for lunch tomorrow, or something like that. You can totally customize it so that it fits your family and your children. But essentially what you're saying is you're validating what their request is. They really enjoyed it. They liked whatever dessert was on their plate and they want more of it. So you're validating. You're saying, yeah, that was really good. And then you're assuring them that a future opportunity to eat that is coming soon. So you're saying, yeah, we're going to put that on the menu again for tomorrow. Okay, so play with that and try to, again, customize it in a way that works for your family. But essentially you want to validate the request and assure them that more opportunities will be coming in the future. A third tip here is redirect them to other foods that might be available on the table. And again, this is really important to be careful with your approach, because you don't want to pressure them to eat. You just want to remind them that other foods are available on the table. So one thing I like to tell my kids is, if your tummy is still hungry, there's other things on the table that you can eat if you want to. It's not saying like, okay, well now you should eat some of your vegetables, or now you should take a bite of this. Like, you're just letting them know, if their tummy is still hungry, that there's other things that they can eat that are available. And again, you can customize it to your child and your child's age. But after you validated the request and let them know that there's more desserts that are going to be available in the future, you're letting them know there's other options on the table to eat, you know, if they're still hungry and if they're still wanting to eat something else. And often just taking that pressure off that they have to eat other things really makes kids more interested and curious about eating when they don't feel pressure to eat it. So try that out. And then last tip here is to just notice and be aware if your child is showing continued interest in eating sweets or anything in particular. So if there's a pattern of your child always eating the sweet portion of their meal first and asking for more, like if they're repeatedly asking for more, that might be an indicator that your child actually needs more exposure to desserts, or maybe needs to see the dessert in a quantity that feels more satisfying. So, you know, this might be a clue for you to offer more exposure so they're seeing it more frequently. So maybe in addition to dinner, they're also seeing it at lunch. Or maybe, you know, you're incorporating it into a snack. But that could be an indicator that you want to be aware of. And another thing is maybe trying offering a quantity that feels more satisfying. So, for example, if you're just offering one cookie at lunch or dinner, maybe increasing the quantity so they're getting a little bit more, because sometimes when kids don't get a quantity that feels satisfying, it leaves them always asking for more. So again, just be aware if there's any indication that your child might need more exposure. You want to pick up on that, and again, be intentional about including it either more frequently or offering a quantity that feels maybe more satisfying for them. So I hope this was helpful. I do have a blog post that goes into this into a lot more depth if you're wanting some more help or information. I'll link that in the comments. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the comments as well. All right. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Take care.